Hello, hello. It's Meredith Amen here. I wanted to pop by and make a quick video of a really simple meditation practice called RAIN. It's actually a bit more than a meditation practice. It's a practice that allows us to acknowledge and experience our experience and our feelings and what's happening. And RAIN is an acronym and it stands for recognize, allow, investigate, and nurture. RAIN. Recognize, allow, investigate, and nurture. So, how would we use this in everyday life? And let's also just say, like, you don't have to use it in everyday life. You can just use it every so often. However, the more often we do use these practices, the easier it becomes. And it's also really helpful to use them when we don't absolutely need them. So it's like if you're an athlete, let's say you play tennis, you practice the serve, a new serve or a new grip or a new technique in practice, not in a match, right? So you practice when the stakes are low. And when it comes to meditation practices or breathing practices or self-regulation practices, it can be helpful to practice them when we're already somewhat regulated, when we're not super activated. So of course you can use them when you absolutely need them, but it can be fun to play with just on a regular morning when you're feeling generally calm. Okay, so R stands for recognize, and it's as simple as just recognizing and acknowledging what's happening. So you're acknowledging the circumstance, like what's actually happening. You're recognizing your feelings. You're recognizing your reaction, your response, how it feels, what's going on. So we just get to acknowledge and recognize what's happening. We don't have to make thoughts about it. We don't have to make judgments about it. We don't have to fix it. We just get to recognize this is what's happening. This is real. This is happening. R, recognize. And then allow. We get to allow it. You get to feel it. You get to sit with it. You don't have to get over it. You don't have to fix it. You just get to acknowledge and allow it. It gets to be there. It gets to be felt by you. And this one can be a little daunting because there's sometimes this thought that if we allow it, we acknowledge it, we feel it, it's going to go on forever. And we're not going to be able to come out of the other side of it. And it's just not true, right? Once we allow ourselves to feel the thing, oh, okay. I guarantee, I promise you, you won't be stuck in it. So recognize and allow, and then investigate. I is investigate. So just think like, okay, what does this remind me of? What is this familiar to? When did I experience this before? What happened before? What happened after? What happened during? What value of mine did this compromise? What could I have done differently? Not necessarily better, but just differently. Just you get to investigate it. You just get to pick it up. You get to turn it around. You get to look at it. You get to look at the color, the shape, the size. You just get to like investigate. And then nurture. N is nurture. And we like the acronym RAIN. I didn't come up with this. This is an old technique, but you could also just think of it as compassion. Oh, even with this experience, even with this thing, even with this emotion, even with this everything that's happening, can I just nurture myself? Can I extend a little compassion for myself, for thinking this, for feeling this, for going through this? And I really do believe that it's tied with all of the other things. I think the order doesn't have to be slow, but it matters, right? First, we get to recognize, okay, so we're not gaslighting ourselves. This is real. And then we get to allow, like, yeah, I have every right to sit with this. I don't have to move through this. This is like nurture and compassion in action. Then you get to investigate it. And then you just get to be like, okay, How can I love myself through this? What would love in action, nurturing in action look like through this? And it could be as simple as just going through the first three. Or it could be, what could it be? It could be making yourself a cup of your favorite tea and just taking a break and sitting and resting. It could be calling a friend. It could be going to a yoga class. It could be writing in a journal. It could be a little hug, either from yourself or from someone else. Just what would nurturing and compassion in action look like? So I hope that's useful and helpful to practice rain. And if it is, be sure to save this, hit like, subscribe, share with a friend, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.